Canberra, Australia. 4 Indigenous motorcycle clubs recently joined forces to lead a protest in the nation's capital Canberra and commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Aboriginal Tent Embassy. January 26 marks the anniversary of the colonisation of Australia, which began in 1788 when 3 British convict ships arrived on the continent's shores. It is a public holiday that many Australians celebrate with barbecues, beer and fireworks. But for many of the country's indigenous peoples, it is a day of remembrance and mourning, known as either Survival Day or Invasion Day. On January 26, 1972, 4 young indigenous activists established a protest in front of Parliament House that would become known as the Aboriginal Tent Embassy. One of the longest-known public protests in the world, the Tent Embassy survives, with the anniversary celebrated with a march, speakers and performances at the original site. It was this march that the indigenous motorcycle groups, Black Death, Loremen, Mob Sydney and Southern Warriors, led through the streets. Despite their fierce look, they are not criminal gangs. Such motorcycle clubs play an important role in indigenous communities, which are faced with poverty, poor health outcomes and low education rates. It is these negative challenges the motorcycle groups hope to change. Cuz, a Darug man and the president of Mob Sydney, said that his club is a brotherhood of men from different, First Nations coming together so we can reclaim our men's business and be the platform where we can support each other. We draw strength from our group and we can go home and be better dads and better husbands. We can be the change we all want to see, he said. He said that it was important the indigenous advocates of the past, such as those who established the Aboriginal Tent Embassy, were respected and acknowledged. It's important to remember where we come from, said Cuss. For us to move forward we need to respect the past and acknowledge that. And to do that, we need to be here. Black Death Club spokesperson Mark said his club is an indigenous political club whose name is a reference to the ongoing issue of Aboriginal deaths in custody. Our aim is to help stop black deaths in custody, he told Al Jazeera. And also to prevent First Nations people from going into custody to start with. While making up only 3% of Australia's population, Indigenous men make up more than a quarter of the nation's prison population and more than 470 Indigenous people have died in custody in the last 30 years. Mark, a Kaurna man, rode from Adelaide, more than 1,000 kilometers, 621 miles, away and said that one way to achieve lowering the incarceration rate is working with young people. We do youth development class, boxing classes, and cultural classes. And for adults too, we talk them through getting off drugs and alcohol, and going back to their families. That's what we fight for. He also agreed that it was important to support the 50th anniversary and acknowledged one of the oldest club members who attended the original embassy in 1972 and rode 7 hours a day to return. The anniversary, to me, means a lot. Our leader, Mullah Sumner, was here in 1972, he said. He's 72 now and he is here again.